Hey, what's up? It's Stephen A. Williams, president and founder of the creditrepairshop.com. Got a question here from a YouTube viewer. They got a question. They surrendered. Well, here, I'll read it. I surrendered my 17 Kia. They repoed it, sold it at auction. They say I owe $16,000 for the difference. They're sending the circuit court papers, and they're going to arrest me out or send out a warrant. What do I do? Number one, depending on what state you live in, Minnesota is one, that they will, in some of the states down south, they will sometimes, it's not something that they always do, but it's happened before, where they will have an arrest warrant to have you, to make sure that you come to court to answer to a debt that you're being sued for. But from the way that you're describing it right now, I don't think that you're at that point. And if you uh, respond to their court summons, there's no way, unless you don't show up, that they will do an arrest warrant. So they're not going to do that from the beginning. So I want to be clear so you can understand and not get upset or afraid about your situation. Is that you when you they repoed the car, sold it at auction, they have a balance that they're trying to come after you for. Uh, they have to still draw up the paperwork, pay the fee, take you to court, serve you with those papers saying that you owe $16,000, and then you have to write a response in that court summons document to each allegation that they send you, and send that, give that to the court, give that to the plaintiff attorney, and then show up for your court date. There's no arrest warrant that could be sent for you unless you don't show up for that court date, and it's only just to make you come to see what you're going to do about that debt, to answer their questions. But if you answer them and you say, I don't have the money, and your answers, you call them up, but you got to answer on paper too, but you can call them up and notify them too. But you got to answer that court summons. You got to give it to the court, and you got to give it to them. And then you got to show up. Even if you can't pay, do that. Because you could potentially live in one of those states that will put a warrant out for your arrest. Uh, and they don't automatically do that. The court doesn't do that. That's something that the debt collector would do. So that's where you're at right there. So don't get afraid right there. Now, something that I want you to do, this is what I want you to do. And if you watch my video, auto repossession, how to deal with them, uh, this is what you got to do. You got to get the auction statement. Don't just take their word on it. Get the auction statement. Make them give it to you. Get your original contract. Make sure that there's no type of insurance that was placed on that contract that would pay either the car off, a portion of the car, anything. Get your original contract, and this time you're going to comb over it like you're reading your favorite book, to make sure that they did not get paid for that vehicle. There are insurances on there that they slip in, especially if this was a subprime type loan. Uh, Check that out. Make sure that that all checks out. Now, if you're being sued by a debt collector, you're going to want to make them prove every aspect about that debt. Now, part of it was what we just did, where what I just told you to do was to tell them that you want them to send you the original contract. Tell them you want them to send you the auction statement. And then you review all of that information. And then, worst case scenario is that you go to court and you just tell the judge, okay, I reviewed the documentation that they sent, and everything checks out. I'm just not able to pay it. The judge is going to try to get you all to sit down and try to come up with some resolution. If you don't have the money, you don't have the money. Now the other thing, What if they're not able to get that information for you? You can lock this whole thing up and say, they have not provided me the auction statement. They have not provided me the original contract. And they might, the judge might say, though, you should have a copy of the contract, but you should say that there was some, and this is what I'm telling you to do this because, and I don't want to make this sound the wrong way, but some of the times you might have, pay attention to me. Some of the times when you were filling out that contract, you might have seen a document that you just don't see with the documents that you had in your possession at home. I'm just saying that that could potentially happen. Listen to me closely. When you were filling out the contracts, you know, signing the contracts, you had noticed that there was some or one that you don't remember, that you remember signing there, but you don't see it with your paperwork here. So you would just like them to provide you all of the contract information that they have. They have to maintain copies by law when they're a lender. You know, we're not going to say that you just, you know, lost your paperwork. You just want to, you don't want to say that. So again, listen to me. You're asking for the original contract, and the judge and they might say, you already have the contract. You got a copy too. But there was a document that you remember signing that you, for some reason, don't see in the paperwork that they gave you that you took home, that you think that they might just have that copy and they forgot to put it with yours. So you want to get copies of everything that they have, you know, sent to you so you can review it. Understand what I'm saying? So you review it. You know, you don't, if you don't see anything, then next step, what you want to do is you want to look at going into a settlement phase. If you can do it, they might try to garnish your wages. If they try to garnish your wages, in some states they can't. In states that they can garnish, you got to look at if they can garnish you due to your income. Maybe they can't. Next thing is, if can they garnish you, or the amount that they're able to garnish you for. That if you don't look up the garnishment laws in your state and they're able to garnish you, they're going to just put down a number without really figuring, using the formula that every state has available. And then even when they do have an amount that they can garnish, you can call them and ask for an adjustment, because you can say that this just really hurts my financial situation and it could force me into filing bankruptcy. So I hope that that helps you out. Good luck on that, and don't worry, you're not going to get arrested. If you need help with your credit, please visit us at the creditrepairshop.com. Excuse me, creditrepairshop.com. Watch the video, What Makes Us Different, and it shows my 8-point validation process, and we also have a phase 2 settlement process that we use for settling outstanding debt. If you need your credit reports and scores so you can know how your stuff is on your credit reports, go to the website, the number 3scores.com. Get those credit reports. If you need my debt validation letter, cease and desist collection activities letter, and statute of limitations letter, and that's something that you should check. You said it was I don't think that it would be past statute of limitations, being a 2017, but you should check that just in case it was uh, for your state. I don't, you didn't put down when they actually took it from you. All right, this is Stephen A. Williams, president and founder of the creditrepairshop.com. All the links are below this video for the different services that we provide. Thank you, and until next time.